Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome everyone to this great program, Masterclass. I want to use the opportunity to welcome our guest speaker, the next speaker in the house. It is our great honor to introduce our guest speaker, Ambassador Professor Mehreen from South Africa, who will be discussing topics. Professor Mehreen is a renowned expert in our field and has extensive experience in area of expertise. Please join me. Welcome, Professor Ambassador Mehreen. Please, Professor Ambassador Mehreen, the stage is yours. You're welcome.
Over to you, Professor Mehreen.
Thank you very much, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I greet you all in the universal greeting of peace with blessings. Thank you so much again, ma'am, for having me today. It's an honor to be here, and I loved everything that was said so far. I also wrote down notes, as usual. Many takeaways, so we always keep learning as we grow together. Thank you again for the platform. I must just say beforehand that I'm going to kind of skim through and try to get through this quickly because I have a lecture that I got to start in exactly 15 minutes. So I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible. But yeah, so today I'm talking about, look, the C's are very important all around. Every one of those C's are crucial. On the WhatsApp groups as well, you would see that the lessons on those C's are crucial. Every one of us is learning all the time. But there's another lot of C's that are very important, and these are the 3 C's of life. And 3 C's, I think, when you apply, you will learn how to apply it to your relationships in life. And because let us all face it, okay, how many times have we prevented ourselves from growing and learning something purely because we were having this belief that I can't do it? You know, you have this idea that maybe I'm not good at something, so let me not try. Or somebody keeps telling you, listen, you're no good at math, so don't even try it. Or somebody tells you you're not good at something, so you start to believe it. And some people actually believe maybe they're too shy, so they can't talk to people. The biggest block in our lives comes from ourselves because we stop ourselves. We actually are the ones who limit our own growth. And the quicker we start to see that, the more we would open ourselves up to try to learn. And like I said, that biggest block in life comes from you. Leadership, for example, is about helping others. But the best leader starts with leading themselves properly first. So the individual capacity of how you do things is key. And the number 1 C for how you do things best for you is the choice that you make. C for choice. The choices that we have, the choices that we're given. What do you choose? Every day we focus on decisions. Some of them are large decisions, some are small, because life can be hard and the path that we have is not always very clear. But why do we have this need to limit ourselves so much because of something that might have gone wrong before? I might have not been good at something before, but why do I have to limit myself based on that one experience? We need to stop thinking the worst of ourselves. Because the more you feed yourself the worst about you, the more people start to see that in you. And then they keep reiterating that and you start to believe it. We need to start seeing ourselves as others might see us. People might see potential in us, but we don't see it in ourselves. Why? We need to stop doing this. Through someone else's eye, you may have strengths, you may have a talent, you may have something good about you. But does it have to take someone else to notice that in you for you to know it about yourself? So what choice you make about you, what choice you make about who you are, what you think, what you believe about you is crucial for your choices you make for life. When we want to improve at something, the first step that we have to take is to choose how to act on it. Then we need to choose how to stick to it. Like we were talking just now about competency, consistency. It's all about that choice to do that. So the choices we make define our character. And that for me is a key takeaway about choice. Your character is about you. Your character is individualistic. Your character is your choice. So it is your choice whether to be an effective leader or not. It is your choice to be a good spouse or not. It is your choice to be a good parent or not. And respect is therefore based on that choice of who you are, the trustworthiness that you create with people. Your actions need to match your words, and you have the power to choose the choice that you make that shape who you are as per se you need to be. So choice. The next C that is crucial for life is chance. Your chance. The greatest risk we all have and that we avoid is we always do nothing. We're scared to take the risks, to take chances. And making a choice sometimes requires us to take that chance. Are you willing to take the chances? Because sometimes you will sit with regrets about the chances you don't take. You chose not to take the chance because you were too scared. But what if you do take the chance? What if you do take the risk to make yourself better? How do you know that you are not going to be excellent at what you do? I'll give you an example. There's a lawyer that I know very well. And when we were in school together, I mean, they used to skip classes as a group. They'll skip classes and they take notes from me, okay? And people would always say, because you guys are not in class, you're never going to amount to anything. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to be anybody in life because you're not doing your stuff properly in school. And they took what we call career placement tests. And when they took them, they were told that they don't have the aptitude of even somebody who can be, because they were lazy at school. But these children, there were 3 of them, they decided that they're not going to let the test or any counselor in the school actually dictate what they're going to do for life. They decided to turn that around by choosing to self-motivate and to learn. Today, they've all excelled at university. One is a lecturer at campus, the other is an attorney, and the other runs a business. So the key for that and why I'm saying this is they took that chance on themselves. Their messages may not have been clear back then, but they took the chance on themselves to change a few things. And when they chose to take the chance on themselves to make themselves better, they didn't allow anyone else to dictate otherwise. Their passion became their chance of success. And if you look at a story about the tortoise and the hare, what happens there? The hare decides that they're going to run to the end of the finishing line because they want to get there first. Did the tortoise stop because they saw the hare win? No. The tortoise keeps going in that lane. Read the story on Google. It's a beautiful story and you can relate it to children. It applies to us now in life. We want to rush through the process. And yet sometimes if you take the time through the process, you can still learn as you keep going. Because we need to build trust as leaders. We need to build trust in who we are as people. And we need to be continuous in this improvement of who we are to promote that growth of who we can be. As we keep promoting the growth for who we can be, sometimes it requires third C, which is change. And change is a constant. It's the one constant that is definitely guaranteed in life, is change. Yet, for some reason, us as human beings tend to fight change. The world is not perfect. Our lives are not perfect. Things don't happen as they should all the time. Good people fail sometimes. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to make things any better. If we all try to just do our jobs properly, live our lives properly, and make the world a better place and a little bit happier, we can remember to rather celebrate each small step along the path of success instead of just the bigger things. We spoke earlier on about certificates, awards. These are things that are very good, they're grand, but you can have multiple of them, yet they can mean nothing because you're not doing anything with what you've just learned. What are you doing with them? What changes are you making with the education you have? The best of us leaders communicate well, and we make sure that with the change, our people that we are leading also know their whys. We're pushing them to be the best that they can be too. So all great things start with that one small step. And that is that decision that you take that will take you down a path where you choose and you take the chance and you bring on the change. Because you have to make the choice to take that chance or your life is never going to change. And that's from a book. That's actually from a book that I read before. That's actually also a quotation that I actually is up on in my wall. I love that because you have to know these things about you. You're given the gift of life. All of us are. What are we doing with this gift of life? Through that gift of life, you are given the gift of time. What are you doing with your time? And through that time, you are also given the gift of choice. What are you choosing to do with that gift of time in the gift of your life? What are you doing? What are we doing? Do we even just let it go by because we exist every day? Or do we try to make existing actually living? Do we try to change that a little bit? Because every day we make choices. What do we eat for breakfast? What do we eat for lunch? What am I going to do now? We need to know we got to pause to go to pray. We know these things. Sometimes we get a chance to try something new or something different. Maybe apply for a new job, try to study something else. And with every choice and chance, things in our lives can change. Sometimes a little bit, sometimes a lot. But the idea teaches us that we have the power then to shape our lives, to reshape it. And by making decisions, taking risks, taking that chance, we become open to newer things and we can change our lives for the better. Because choices refer to the decisions that we make daily. They can be bigger, they can be smaller. But the chances represent that opportunity that you are given. It comes with the risk, maybe, yes, but why not give it to you? You are worthy. You're worthy to make the change. You're worthy to be the change. Why do you wish to stop yourself from doing that? And together, these three C's of life, they almost form like a continuous wheel of motion because it's an everyday thing. If you take a few moments and you sit back and you think, how many times a day do you actually make a choice? Even if it is not cognitively, if it is not something that you're doing or a choice that you're making where you're conscious of the actual choice, you are still making choices. And through your choices, you are still taking chances. And through making the chances, you're actually making a change. Small things are happening through transformations that you are doing every day, but are you aware that you're doing them? Are you aware of all of these things that are happening in your life every day? Because at the end of the day, these three C's, where I am given the choice and I take the chance and I make the change, this is about me. And these three C's form the cycle of your future, your success, what you define for you, because it's about behavior. And the other day I was on and I heard Professor TPS, the Dr. TPS, say something. It was about learning and unlearning. It was also the other professor that was there. I can't get a name right now. But he was also profound in what he said about this. And this is why today's topic for me is so important. Because when I make the choices, when I take the chances, and when I make the changes, I'm actually learning. And then I'm unlearning and I'm relearning because it's about me. And I know the importance of me. And I'm going to say what I said just now. I'm going to say it again. For anybody who's listening, you are born into this world as a gift. You're given the gift of life. And when you are given this gift of life, you are given the gift of time. When you are given the gift of time, you are also given the gift of choice. So ask yourself and be aware of this one question. If I know I am the gift of life, and if I know that I have the gift of choice, and I know I have the gift of time, then what am I doing What am I choosing? What are my choices to do with my time that I'm making? What are my choices I am making to use my time that's a gift given to me? What are my choices to use for myself in that time to benefit me in the gift of my life that's given to me? Because when you see these three gifts for you, then you would understand that the choices are your responsibility. The chances, they may seem risky to you, but they may be your worth. They may be being placed in front of you as opportunities, as a chance. You need to be a chance. Why? Because I have faith. I have faith in myself. I have belief in myself. And I know it's placed before me because it's ordained to be there, maybe. Let me take the chance. It helps me to grow. And you will see the change, the shift, the mindset change. Everything about you changes. Why? Because you took the chance and you made the choice. These are your three C's of life. And sometimes we falter on the one, and guess what? The other two fall back. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say today, everything to do with anything is about these three C's: choices, chances, and changes. They offer us a framework almost of how to understand who we are and how to shape our lives. And that for me is key again, because our lives mean, my life means mine. I have a daughter, yes. I have responsibilities, yes. I have my job. I have a business. I have so many things going, yes. I have all the accolades, yes, but those are God-given gifts. Certificates are also God's given gift. But it's what I'm doing with the knowledge that I have that matters. What am I giving back to humanity with what I'm teaching that matters? Am I giving back? Because that is the worth of those certificates. That is the worth of the award. Having it on a wall doesn't mean I have anything. It means, what am I using it for? Am I taking the chance to learn more? Am I making the choice to be places like this? Am I making the choice to be here, to share, to learn? Because I want to benefit me. I want to change something about me. It is my framework of my life. Therefore, it is my responsibility. It is my conscious choice, my calculated chance. I'm embracing the change. Whatever comes my way, I know, whatever the complexities may be, it is still with my purpose. It is still with me that needs to fulfill that purpose. Therefore, I might need to take that chance. I must make the choice. And the quality of whatever life we live is determined by how we engage with these three C's with every element of life. So we need to choose wisely. We need to seize every opportunity that we get, and we need to welcome whatever change and transformation follows after that. Because with that cycle, you would have growth, you would have fulfillment, and you will find your true essence in how you are living. I'm going to say thank you, ma'am, for having me. I'm sorry that I'm rushing this a little bit, but I think I got the gist of what the message was out there. It's so, so key for us to know choice, chance, and change. These are our three C's of life. And if we have them, we definitely would understand how to live our lives a little bit better. Thank you so much for having me, ma'am. God bless.
Choice, chances, and change. Amazing, very, very important. Very, very important. Because the choice you make, the chances you take, and how you change matters in everyone's life and also in our professions. Thank you so much. Is it possible to, if anybody has a question, do you want to answer that question, or you are really,
No, they
you
can
really
ask me
need?
quickly. I do have a minute before I go in, so it's
Good.
fine.
Okay. All right. Ambassador Camara, question, please. Ambassador Camara, and then after that, Ambassador Godwin. Ambassador Camara, question, please. Quickly, quickly, quickly. You know, our professor have to
I don't
go
think
for a
he has
lecture.
a question. He was just applauding.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. What about Ambassador Goodwin? Any question?
Yes.
Okay, good. Quickly.
Okay. Thank you, Ambassador Professor Dr. Mehreen, for the kind words you just said this morning. I want to, you just made mention about the words of choices and chances. I want to ask, you know that I've heard that the choices we make are the product of what we become. The big choices of we make are the product of what we become. So I want to ask, what are the three bullets? Now, just three bullets here to consider when making choices. need three things, or okay, what are bullet tips to consider when making choices? Because the choice we make is going to be what we become tomorrow. So I want to know the three things that we need to consider, or the key things we need to consider when making a choice. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much for the question. It's a very good one. The thing is, the one key aspect, and this is something I teach when I teach emotional intelligence, is one very, very key concept in life is to be aware of yourself. If you don't know you, you're not going to know what choices are good for you. If you don't know you, you're not going to know what about you is bad that needs to change to something good. So first things first is I got to know myself well enough. I got to know my likes, my dislikes. I got to know what my purpose is. I got to know where I want to be and what I want to do. I got to know what my mission and my vision is for myself. And this is not in relation to even your children. This is in relation to you. And when I understand that about me, I will then know defining myself based on what those ultimate goals are, what my vision is, what my mission is, understanding me and being aware of who I am and my mindset, where I want to be. Therefore, my choices need to align with that. I am not going to be able to make concrete choices that will be good for me if it's based on the wrong intention. If I want to make a choice to choose to study something now purely because I want somebody else to be proud of me, it's never going to give me success. That's an example I'm using. I cannot go to study law if my field of passion is psychology. I cannot go to study law simply because somebody else wants me to have that as a degree, because it's not going to be my passion. I'm not going to give my 200% effort into my work. I'm not going to really give off 200% of me to that. I'm actually going to be dissatisfied. And at some point, I'm not going to be happy with what I do. Therefore, I'm going to lapse. So why not be understanding of who you are first? What is your trueness to you? And then know, how do I make choices? And remember, choices are vast. Choice of what to eat, choice of what to drink, choice of what to use for life, choice of life decisions. These are all choices that we make, but it's all defined by you as an individual. So learn about you and identify through being aware of you before you make the choices that are relevant. Because the choices you make are for you, yes, they're ultimately for you first before they become choice and adapting to other people. So if your choice is beneficial for you as an individual, know that ultimately God will make that choice you made for yourself, which is right. It will be best for others as well. I hope that answers you, my brother.
Amazing,
Yes,
amazing.
I don't
Thank you.
know. Please, I don't if I might get you very fine. I've just gotten one thing as like say, before we make a choice, it must align with our mission, our vision, and our goals. Wow,
Yes,
thank you for this. This has really answered my question. I'm so elated. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
no
Thank you
problem.
so
Thank you
much.
very much.
And can I just throw these questions? I mean, well, it's going to be a question because I'm going to bring in Professor Mary probably in June, July, and myself, Professor Mary, and two other professors. We are going to do something we call Identify Who You Are Therapy. So if you really have problem with knowing who you are, I think this therapy will be very good for everyone to join that class. It's going to be 2 days or 3 days, and 3 or 4 of us, we just concentrate on that. It's not going to be a teaching, it's going to be a conversational. Because through that conversational, you will know who you are. We are not going to tell you who you are, but we are going to like place something, we are going to Professor Mary, please help me in this, what I want to say.
Yes,
We're
so I
going
think one of the key things is we're going to do, maybe what we can do is do a little assessment
workshop
workshop,
assessment. Yeah, workshop
identify
assessment.
themselves, do those assessment questions, and then through learning about who they are, we can give
Yes,
them other choices of what they can do to better who they are, what the gaps
yes,
are, and then
exactly.
develop who they can be, what's to grow.
So it will be one of these, it's not going to be part of our masterclass, but we're just going to bring it out, and it's going to be 1 or 2 or 3 days, and
Yes.
only 4 of us, maybe Ambassador Temitope will be free to join us that time. So we're just going to do like a therapeutic workshop
Yes.
so that we can help ourselves. I mean, I am also included. because
Yeah.
of my age doesn't mean I'm learning as a little girl here. You understand?
We
Because
all keep learning.
you understand? So it's not only just for the youth, it's for everyone. Because I can assure you that some people are they are older than me. They are even president of one other country and they still don't know their identity. And that is why they can do involve in any other things they are doing. But I'm not here to judge, but we can help one another. So it's
But it's
not
very
only about
important,
the youth.
it's actually very important because even in the roles that we play, and some of
Mm,
us play multiple roles, remember.
mm-hmm,
I'll take a woman, for example. I'm a mother, I'm a businessman, I'm a lecturer, I'm a teacher. There's
mm,
multiple things I do, but I have to know that in all those roles, that doesn't define me.
mm,
I
mm.
define me. My
Define
individual
myself.
being defines me. The roles are part of me,
Yeah,
but it's not me. So when I'm
yeah,
a mother, I can't forget that I'm a daughter to my mother.
exactly.
When I'm a teacher, I can't forget I'm a mother to my daughter. So I
Mm.
got to be able to know how do I balance all of those things, but stay
Balance,
true to who
yes,
I am. That's
yes.
what the key is.
So watch out for the date, and then we'll let you know about that particular one. I've written it down. Identify who you are.
Who you are there. Yes.
That topic is not common, isn't it? In master classes, it's not
No,
like how
no.
to make money, how to create wealth, and how to
It's going to
become
be a subject.
leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be creative in our master classes and workshop and other things. So once again, we want to say thank you for spending your time with us, and we wish you a happy day for your
Thank
lecture
you.
for the rest of the day. And please join us for the global
Yes, I am very
transformational
interested.
leadership.
So I'll do a little bit more on this topic later, for sure.
And yes, Professor Mary is teaching us this evening as well. In fact, let me just tell you this, be prepared. We've been doing two speakers. Tonight is 3 to 4 speakers because it was our last night. So be prepared. I'm just warning you. We're going to start 6 o'clock. I don't know the time they will finish. And tomorrow is our Global Transformational Leadership Conference, where all our leaders will come and speak at least 5 minutes each. So, and tomorrow is our last day. But for the masterclass tonight, be prepared. 6 o'clock p.m. Nigerian time, UK time, and any other time. And we're going to have
Thank you so much.
between 3 to 5 and 3 to we're going to have at least 4 or 3 speakers. So be ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we release you, ma'am, and we see you in the evening. God bless. Bye.